Welcome back, everybody. So today's been a really stressful day for me. Too many things have been going on. So first off, I got slammed by like 7 different Uber Eats orders, and at least half of them were large, like 7 or 9 items. And then, oh my god, one of the most annoying parts about when they place an order is when we don't even have the item that they ordered. Then we either have to look it up on the computer or on our phones. And yes, just annoying, and it's a big time waster. And then literally we can be in the middle. Sorry, I'm looking where this goes. I can't find it. Literally, when you're in the middle of looking up the item, the driver gets here, is like, I'm here for this order. And then you still got to look for 2 more things or look up 2 more things. And yeah, it's annoying. And what's more annoying is I can't find where spot for this. Oh. After getting hit with 7 orders, some drunk idiot came constantly telling me to check something on my phone. He's like, can you check the weather? He's like, can you check if the Cubs won? He's like, can you check if the news for this and that happened yesterday, or I don't know what. He was really drunk. I didn't even understand half the stuff he was saying. And then he was literally just right out there, literally right there in the parking lot, just yelling things out. He was also yelling at everybody. I didn't really want to call the police on him because I was thinking he was just chilling. But then I did, up until somebody said that he peed on the freaking gas tank. But sadly, the Cicero police is very slow here, and by the time they got here, like, he had literally just left when the Cicero police had got here. And yeah, it was annoying. And on top of that, I had so many people playing lottery, literally winning a lot, and oh my god, yeah, it just wouldn't stop. Then I had to use the bathroom too, and every time somebody finished paying, somebody else would come. What's up, man? I'm sorry? Sorry about that. Somebody came in asking for Clamato. But yeah, today's just been a really long, stressful day. I know people do this on purpose because I've seen them do too many stupid things on purpose. But literally, when people see that somebody finishes paying, they will purposely like run. Okay, maybe not run, but they will purposely speed walk just to stop you from leaving the counter. They know that, or they'll do that too. Like they'll see you that you just sat down and they'll speed walk and then just laugh. These people are the worst. Funny thing, one time, it was actually on the week that I started. Some guy, I could tell he was doing this on purpose, but I didn't really care at the end because I actually got a little more money, or I made a little more money that day. God, I really hate this new update on this fucking scanner. I swear, my boss is always getting a new update every single week. Something is always new. Something is always different. There's always a new rule. And I'm like, oh my god, like, please, can't you just keep things the way they are? Like, please. Or the buttons on the register will be like, you now have to press this to charge pizza. Like that, and I'm like, why? I'm like, why do you change everything? I'm like, just leave it how it is. My god. Let me give you one small example. Like, when we sell cookies, where are they? Oh, we don't even have any. Okay, that's nice. We have some right here, though. When we sell these cookies, we used to have to hit the button twice. But I know now it's less work because we just gotta hit it once. But it's annoying because since I'm so used to hitting it twice, sometimes I charge 2 of them, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, I charge 2 cookies because I'm so used to hitting it twice. And I'm like, please, I'm like, stop changing things around. Like, just leave it. Sorry, I thought somebody walked in. Like, just leave it how it is. We don't need no more changes around here. Like, please, enough. Sorry, I know I'm making my day more stressful, but I just love talking about everything that's happened. But like I was trying to tell you guys a little earlier, on the week that I started, there was a kid. I actually saw him. I don't know why he stopped coming by after doing this, but he didn't do anything like illegal or bad. He just did something annoying to me and the rest of the people in here and all this 7-Eleven. When he was buying like 20 snacks or whatever, I told him his total. I was like, your total is 24.16 or whatever. He would purposely be like, oh, can I get this chocolate too? I told him his total again. He was like, oh, you know what, can I get that too? Every time I tell him his total, he'd be like, can I also get, he would add something else. And then I remember he even said, he's like, can I get a Posh as well? And oh my god, every time I told him his total, he would just add something else. And I know he was doing it on purpose. He was smiling and giggling. And then at the end, when I finally rung him up, instead, look, let me go over this so I can show you exactly. I was right here in this register, and literally he was there after I was like, your total's 24.16. He'd be like, can I get this too? I'd tell him his total. He'd be like, can I get this? He'd grab something else. Can I get this? And afterwards, like, can I get a Posh as well? Oh, we don't sell them anymore. Then after I finally charge him and I finally give him his receipt, I'm like, oh, thank you, here, have a nice day. He decides to literally stand there for another minute just looking at me like, have a nice day. And then I'm like, thank you, like telling him, like, even the people behind him in line walked forward a little, looking at me and him, thinking like, is he gonna move? And I was like, thank you. He just looks at me, have a nice day. He said that 3 times, and when he finally moves, he's there telling his, he's there lying to his buddies and friends, saying the guy's being a jerk. He doesn't want to appreciate that I'm telling him have a nice day. And he said the guy's being a jerk. It's like he doesn't appreciate that I'm telling him have a nice day. When I wasn't showing or saying any of that, I was clearly just trying to attend everybody in line, as I saw everybody else was clearly in a hurry or impatient or just wanted to go. And that guy was being a jerk to everybody, especially me, saying that I was the one being a jerk, that I wasn't even listening to his words when I was. Otherwise, I wouldn't have remembered almost every word from that day. I remember just about every word, because it was one of the worst days ever. Then, I finally saw him here about 2 or 3 months ago. Like, I even did a double take. I was like, he looks exactly the same. I'm like, ugly glasses, weird looking hair to the side. And then I'm like, pale skin. Like, looks like a nerdy boy, I don't know. Looks like someone that plays video games. Then one day, when me and my girlfriend and our child were with us, where we were at McDonald's, I ended up seeing him there. And I even told my girlfriend too, I was like, oh, I told her after we left, I was there like, there was a 7-Eleven regular there. I'm like, he was being a jerk to me when I first started. But yeah, I remember when my girlfriend was talking to me about getting a new job, and then I literally told her out loud, I was there like, you're gonna have to be careful. I was like, you're gonna have to be careful because people will mess around with you knowing you're new. And she was like, duh, that's any job, eh? And then I told her, I was out loud, like, making sure the guy could hear. I was there like, many 7-Eleven regulars were really big jerks to me. And I'm like, and they still come back thinking I don't remember their faces. And yeah, Buddy was just sitting there at McDonald's, literally just, he had like a worried face, I could tell. He was wondering if I was talking about him or not. I hope he knew I was talking about him. I'm sorry. I'm just, it's because I've done that with a lot of customers. Like, I know it's wrong and I know it's rude of me, but like, in all honesty, like, they were rude to me first. And then since I had just gotten this job, and this job was actually handed to me by somebody that worked here at the time, I didn't want to be rude back to the customers or say anything back, because I didn't want to risk losing a job that I didn't even search for. So I didn't want to make that employee look bad either. So that's why I wasn't rude back to anybody when I first started, and they were all rude to me. But it's okay. It's okay. Because they come back today acting all nice like nothing ever happened. For example, like that one guy that... I don't know if I mentioned this in any other one of my videos, but there was a time where when I first started, some guy, he was being a total jerk. For those of you that don't speak Spanish, I'll explain it both in English and Spanish. He was a drunk guy buying a Bud Light pack. Yes, I even remember the size of 15 pack of Bud Light. And then when he came up with it, you see, I don't like saying, like, no offense to us alcoholics or anything. I personally do drink a lot. Sometimes I do drink like every single day. Like there will be weeks where I drink every single day, but not all the time. I chilled out on the drinking already. But for us alcoholics, I like to not even say hi to us, because some of us alcoholics get offended just by you saying hi. Like, I'm not even trying to be mean, or I'm not even trying to like get attention or lie or anything. Like, a lot of alcoholics literally just start being jerks, because you can literally just say hi, or you can be like, do you want your receipt? And they all of a sudden start yelling. So I knew that guy was a drunk. I could see it in his eyes that he's always drunk and he's always buying his beer. And yeah, and then so I just didn't even say anything when he placed his beer on the counter. And he all of a sudden said in a very rude and aggressive way, he's like, when he was there like, buenos dias, and like, it's not, that means good morning, when it wasn't even morning. I work in the nighttime, it was night. And I was like, ah, buenas. And he was like, no saludas, cabrón. Meaning, like, you don't say hi, asshole, or you don't say hi, motherfucker, whatever you want to use. I know I shouldn't be swearing, but I'm sorry, I'm just trying to explain what he did. Wait, why am I bringing this over there? And afterwards, I tried telling him that I work in the night shift. I was like, trabajo de noche. I'm like, siempre estoy dormido. Meaning, I work in the night shift. I'm always sleepy. And then he actually said, porque estás pendejo. Meaning, because you're a dumbass. And I just didn't, like I said, I had just started. I didn't want to risk my job or risk making anybody look bad. So I just didn't say anything when he said, because you're a dumbass. And I just gave him his, and I was like, have a nice day. And afterwards, he was there like, don't talk to me like that. Or he was there like, no me hables así. And when he was already at the door, literally when he opened it, I'm gonna literally demonstrate what he did. When he was right there paying. When he was literally walking all the way with his beer, it's literally right here. He opens it, literally right here, and actually shouts as loud as he could, "Que me miras, cabrón? Te vaya a chingar!" And every customer was laughing and looking at me like, what did that guy want? And I was like, I don't know. But he literally shouted out, what you looking at me for, motherfucker? He's like, I'll fuck you up. And here is my favorite part of this. Months, including the month when my newborn son was born in January of 2025, in the beginning of the year. He kept coming by, just looking at me like nothing happened, asking me, how you doing? Saying, ¿cómo estás? He's like, ¿cómo te va? And then, but the thing is, my dumbass did not actually know if it was him or not. I actually found out it was him because of the way he dressed and the hat. Like, I was 95% sure it was him. Then I was 101% sure it was him when we had a new girl. She was nice too. She was nice. Oh, a nice white Mexican lady. And that guy asked me, he was there like, ¿es nueva? Oh, what's up, man? I'm sorry? Man, take it easy. Alright, sorry about that. I was attending two of my favorite regulars. I haven't seen one of them in like a month. But I'm glad to finish off this story. Like I was saying, that guy that disrespected me over him being drunk and me not saying hi, when I've seen no one else ever says hi, and he doesn't ever complain or yell at them or says they're gonna or threaten to beat them up. But after that, I remember this happened recently when a new white girl was hired. When he asked me in Spanish, he was like, ¿Es nueva? Meaning like she's a new employee. Well, no, just mean like she's new, but like obviously that's what he meant, or that's what he was referring to. He meant she's like a new employee. And I said, oh yeah. I was like, sí. I was like, sí, es nueva. And I asked him, I was like, ¿Ya te atendió? And he told me, he was like, no me ha atendido. And here's what I told him. The moment he said that she hasn't attended him yet, I looked at him and I put a mean face. Like, even I knew how everybody knows how they look like when they're mad. I knew right away. I'm like, I know I look upset. I'm like, I know I have a mean face. And when he said, no me ha atendido, I was there like, esta muchacha me dijo que tenía un borracho pendejo gritándole. Meaning, like, she told me she had a drunk idiot yelling at her. And then I told the drunk, disrespectful man that I told the girl, cuando yo primero empecé, yo también tenía muchísimos borrachos pendejos gritándome que así regresan hoy. And yeah, I told the guy, I told the guy, I'm like, I told the girl that when I first started, I also had a lot of drunk idiots coming here disrespecting me. Then I told the guy in Spanish, I'm like, and like that, they come back today. I'm like, as if nothing happened. And the guy actually told me in Spanish, yo siempre he sido muy bueno contigo. He was like, eso nunca ha cambiado. Meaning, like, I've always been really good to you. He's like, that's never changed. And I just did not say anything because he really, like, made me super mad by lying with that. And after that day, after I called him out for that, he just disappeared. Like, he stopped coming by. And I told everybody that too. I'm like, a regular that I used to always see that once disrespected me and said he was gonna beat my ass, and I was like, I called him out for that like recently, and I was like, and then he just stopped coming by, and I asked everybody, I'm like, why? One person said because he felt shame. Another person said maybe because he's nervous to be here now. I said I think he's scared that I'm gonna call him out for his bullshit again in front of everyone. Cause yeah, I did call him out in front of everyone. Like, not everybody heard, but I saw like there was a big line. Like 2 or 3 people turned to look. They saw I was swearing and that I was upset. Many people know that I'm always laughing and smiling. If I'm ever upset, it's because it's an issue like this guy that I just brought up happening, or someone stealing. Oh, hello. How you doing? Sorry about that, guys. Again, I was attending somebody. Anytime a customer walks in so I can attend them, I always pause the video. But like I was saying, yeah, that jerk that was being himself just because I didn't say hi when he doesn't say hi either, and no one else says hi to him, but yeah, he doesn't want to say anything to them. I just like that he stopped coming by, because honestly, every single, like I said, I was 95% sure that was him. There was still a part of me that wasn't really sure it was him. And then so whenever I'd see him, I'd always get angry. I'd always be like, oh my god. Or not angry, you know, like upset. I'd be bothered, annoyed. Especially when I'd see him trying to be friendly. But I remember I saw him one time again on a Saturday. Because I don't think, yeah, he thinks I only work nights. Since I work 2 days in the afternoon now, he came by on a Saturday. He didn't get alcohol, he got a pizza. I'm assuming either for his kids or friends or grandkids maybe. If he's a grandpa, I don't even know how old he is. Of course, I didn't ask him because he was being a jerk. But yeah, he came and got a pizza, and then I see him every now and then on a Saturday or a Sunday just getting pizza, not alcohol. Because I know there's a gas station right next door here, right by the 7-Eleven here. And yeah, they also sell just about everything we sell. Whatever we have that they don't have, they have a different version of it. If you know what I'm trying to say, like, they don't have these, but they do have their own kinds of brownies. Of course, they don't have the 7 Select brownies, but yeah, they have just about everything we have. And I know he goes over there to get his beer now, because that's what a lot of people do. This is actually another issue that... But he's a nice guy up to this day, despite us having a really bad argument where I even reported him. I even wanted to upload him on my channel here, but everybody was like, no, they were like, don't do him like that, man. They're like, he's not even a thief. I'm like, you guys are right. I'm like, he's just an innocent man playing lottery. This guy that disrespected me over lottery one time, literally because we got into such a heated argument that I recorded him, he started going next door over here to the gas station to play lottery. And I was like, alright, I was like, I feel kind of bad now. And I was like, because he clearly don't want to be here. But no, he comes back now. Like, every now and then. He goes to both. He goes here and there. And yeah, I know he stopped coming back because of me, but I remember I apologized to him one time. And I even told him how he's not a person I hate, that the people I hate are the ones that steal. Or I don't even hate them, it's just that people I want to argue with are the ones that steal, not people like him that were playing lottery. And yeah, but he's always wasting his money on tickets, despite him knowing he's never really going to win. I love people like that because they give us a lot of money, even though they know they're just going to lose it all. Give me 1 sec, I'm going to bag up these donuts. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was putting away the glazed donuts and the milk. I just really wanted to get that out of the way. Now I really got to finish scanning the rest of everything. It's weird, we never get bars of soap in the CDC order. They usually come with the other order. Oh yeah, here they go. So we used to have a spot over there, but they like to move everything around. Like I said earlier, that they like to change things up every week or every month. And I'm like, just keep it the same, please. I'm like, please. Stupid bananas. You know, if I'm being honest about bananas, I used to love them as a kid. I would eat at least 4 or 5 of them in one sitting, thinking I was only going to be good with one. But then I remember one day I developed a weird, like a funny taste to. I think I ate a rotten one, or one that was like partially rotten one that day, and I guess I experienced a very bad taste, and I felt nauseous and other weird things, and then I didn't like them for a bit. And then one day when I was at my grandma's house and there was literally like nothing to eat in their house, and like bananas is one of the few snacks available to eat, I grabbed one, and I even told myself, I was like, I don't even like bananas, and I was like, so I'm just gonna, I was like, but still, I was like, I'm just hungry. And oh my god, all my cousins on my dad's side of the family were there, like, they were like, eating bananas will give you goosebumps and this and that. And then one of my female cousins was like, ask my grandma. And then I actually felt nauseous that day because I actually thought I was gonna get sick like they said I was. And then I remember they ended up telling me, they were like, oh, they were like, we just don't like bananas. And they were like, so we wanted you to get that out of there that day. And I'm like, oh my god. And I told them, I was like, I can never enjoy a banana ever again like how I used to. I'm like, because of that. Sorry, I thought somebody came in. I swear, I always think I hear the freaking door ding. Sorry, something's itching. Freaking hand. Ah, calm down. How many donut bags did he order? 8 of them already. I think that's it for that. Hold on. Sorry, it's hard to put everything away with one hand. Whoa! Now, who does that? Like, instead of putting them like that, why would you put them like that? Like, just why? And that's actually one issue that me and my boss had, because I'm just remembering it's most likely customers doing that when they want to look through all of them or something. My boss used to really always text me and say, like, son, he'd be like, please stop mixing up the donuts. He'd be like, leave them organized. And I remember I even told him, not just through message, but I told him in person as well. I was like, why on earth would I ever mix anything up? And I was like, why would I give myself double work? And he was there saying, like, well, somebody's mixing them up. And I told him, I was like, it's probably the customers. I'm like, when they look through them. I don't know why I said probably, when it's because I had only seen one person do it, so I can't assume it's always gonna be them. So that's why I told him it's probably the customers when they look through them. But he kept asking me, like, stop mixing them up. He's like, why are you doing that for? And I was like, I'm not mixing them up. Okay, sorry guys, I get really bad paranoia that somebody's in here, so that's why I keep checking. The weirdest things that I hear overnight that you guys don't hear on video. Maybe I'm just going crazy. Or maybe my camera quality is bad with sound. You know, I'm not gonna lie. At one point, well, yeah, my boss has hired 2 or 3, I don't even remember. He's hired either 2 or 3 females to actually work here overnight. And then one of the females that I trained, I'm not even, like, even she thought we were making this up to, like, scare her. We were hearing noises, like, when we were out training her, me and the security, and we tried telling her that we heard a noise and that we never hear noises. And even she said, she was like, you guys are really telling me that you're hearing noises the day I start working here? And even me and the security guy were like, I know it sounds weird, like, but we're telling you, like, we never hear this kind of stuff. One time when me and the security guy, we had actually got into, like, not a real physical fight, but, like, actually, like, did fighting. where we ended up hurting each other really bad. I ended up biting him and leaving him really bad bite mark because I was drunk. And the day after, I heard something like, it sounded like, look, let me do it on the door so I can get a more accurate sound of what I heard. And I actually thought this was my security friend trying to scare me or trying to prank me for biting him. Like, I was literally gonna yell out, I know it's you, AJ. But when I came out to check, there was nothing here. I literally heard a sound, like, all I heard was a sound like... And I got all scared. I was like, what the heck? And I told myself, I was like, it's just AJ. I'm like, he's getting me back for biting him. And I think I texted him, and I forgot. I think he ended up responding like 30 minutes later, like saying, motherfucker, I'm asleep. And I got all scared. I was like, well, then who made that pounding noise? And I was like, what the heck? And I was so terrified. Like, oh my God. I was honestly praying that that was just AJ, but it wasn't. And I even told him that I thought it was him trying to get me back for biting him in the arm. But he said, he was like, no, that wasn't me. I think there's been another time where we've heard noises. Just recently, this is, when was it? The last day I worked overnight. It wasn't yesterday on Sunday. It wasn't Saturday. It was Thursday? It had to have been Thursday. Well, technically Friday morning, because since I worked Thursday night and leave on a Friday morning, yeah. On a Friday morning at like 4 a.m. when I smoked a cigarette. And then I remember AJ, the security, was like, I'm gonna go back inside because he doesn't like the smell of cigarettes. And then afterwards, I heard someone like knock on a window. And then there's a lot of houses nearby here, near this 7-Eleven. Oh, sure. And yeah, so I looked around, but I know that it was someone trying to mess with me. I know they knocked and then ran away, or knocked and then put the curtains up. 4 things missing. But yeah, and I even told AJ, I was like, I thought it was you, but he was in here mopping. And of course, you guys saw me scan everything, and we never scanned whatever that says. Prairie Farms chocolate milk, the quart ones. Oh, we don't even have them. I was gonna show you what they should look like. They look like those, the blue gallons, but in blue. I mean, in blue, but in brown. They look like those right there. Alright, so we don't have those. We're missing more milk? Okay. I guess we're missing a few little bottles of milk. Oh, I forgot to scan the chocolate chunk muffin. My bad. My bad. Alright, looks like we're short 3 things. 3 things, and then Jeff gets mad. He's like, are you sure they didn't come in? So recently, the boss has been arguing with a lot of employees lately because, well, if we're being completely honest, you know, the boss is always having issues with everyone, or there's always something not done around here. And what happened recently when I was working, when was it, on Sunday, I believe so. Yeah, it was on Sunday. So I was gonna say yesterday, but it's already Tuesday morning, so technically 2 days ago, when the boss forgot I think he had car trouble again because he left his car here. And then he ended up leaving, though. I think he got picked up, or he went home walking, or took an Uber. And then, none of us thought this was gonna happen. He actually ended up coming back while we were all messing around. And oh my god, yeah, it was bad. Then he was saying how the store was messy. Which reminds me, yeah, I gotta talk to him and the manager about that, because I don't even want to give the full story or give any names, but it's because certain people around here are ordered to do certain things and they don't want to do them, and then, oh my god, even the security AJ gets mad and says, I don't even, because he does work here, but like, you know, his job is to guard the store. A security's job is to be security, no? And yeah, he's the one that always has to, I don't even want to explain how this happened, but he's always having to do everybody else's job when his job is literally just to guard the store. And we learned the hard way why. I know he does nothing for hours. We all know he gets paid to do nothing, to just stand or sit around. But like, if we're being honest, he's the one risking his life for us. And what we learned the hard way once that had happened, you see, when I was getting really tired, when I had just had my newborn on January, I remember I didn't bother to do any of the side tasks that I normally did, like sweep or mop. So he decided to do that one day. And one day, some idiot with, I actually think I made a video about this too, where some idiot actually walked in, and he, after he was here for a minute, he ended up walking out because there was no one in the store. Because he stole, and the thing is, he wanted to wait for there to be someone in the store so he could steal. So after a father and his son came in, he then came back. The guy that stole, when he was wearing like a white t-shirt with sunglasses, he then came back in, and then next thing I see, while I was ringing up the father and son, he did it on purpose because he knew the father and son would block my view from seeing him walk out with a 12-pack of Modelo. And yeah, as I was ringing up the father and son, I just see he's speed walking. Oh my god, what a little girl. He literally has to speed walk it. Freaking little girl. But yeah, he was literally speed walking, like, and the boss even said that he's time watching a video on his phone as he was speed walking with the Modelo. He was literally speed walking like this fast, like that fast, and I was like, what? He was literally like practically running. Like he was literally running, and then the moment I started yelling for him to come back, he ran faster than ever. Like a little girl. And then he didn't even take off in his vehicle, he took off in his buddy. Yeah, it was his buddy driving, and they drove so fast that we couldn't get their license plate or anything. I know I'm really bad at remembering faces because ever since I started working overnight, I started experiencing that. I've become really bad at remembering certain things. So, and the truth is about this idiot that did that he stole in the morning, and you see in the video, the security guy actually, he was in the middle of mopping, and that's why the guy stole the 12-pack of Modelo. And then the security guy, what's it called? When he came running to try to get his license plate or to try to see what he looked like, that's when he soon discovered, the security guy realized and told me, he's like, you see, big dog? He's like, they stole. He's like, because you didn't want to mop. And the security was like, I told you to mop, because he kept bothering me and bothering me and bothering me to mop. And he was like, the boss and the manager have been getting mad about that. He's like, you haven't been mopping or sweeping. And I tried telling him, I was like, man, it's not even really that important. And I was like, the daytime employees could do it. And he was there like, well, they still get stressed and whatnot. So he decided to do it himself, and that's why the guy stole. Because he saw that AJ was distracted mopping all the way back there in the Slurpee area. But like I was saying, the funny thing about that happened on a Friday morning, yeah. And the funny thing, that guy actually came back dressed the exact same way. But I thought I was just tripping at first. I was there. I even told myself, I was like, I highly doubt that the guy would come back the next day with the exact same t-shirt, the exact same shorts, and the exact same sunglasses. And he did. And I know it was him because no one ever says this, where I tell him, like, have a good one. Whenever I ring somebody up and give them the receipt, tell them leave, I'm always like, have a good one. They always just say, thank you, you too. Or they just don't say anything. This guy said nervously, he was like, thank you. And he was like, enjoy your weekend, man. And I was like, no one ever says that to me. No one ever says thank you. Enjoy your weekend, man. Oh, somebody's here. Give me one sec. Alrighty, I finally finished attending that guy. But yeah, like I was saying, that guy that stole a 12-pack one morning actually came back the next day. And after that, I don't think we've ever seen him here again. Well, I haven't. Maybe he's come back other days. Or maybe he stopped coming back. I don't even know. Finally done with this sorter. Thank you. Another fun story that I have, because me and the security guy AJ and our friend Stella, we were actually just having fun this day. Well, now I just got reminded of another fun time. Oh my god, but yeah. Alright, let me just explain. So this one incident where me and my friend AJ, the security, and our friend Stella, we were all just chilling, like literally just sitting right there in that exact spot. Like just right there, as we like to sit on the beers. One of us likes to sit right there on this thing. And then yeah, well, one of us is sitting here with somebody there. I think somebody was sitting on upside down crates there. And then somebody walked in, and I heard that it was a Venezuelan guy, but I didn't see him walk in. And after he walked in, we just hear the door ding. And then we were having a conversation, whatever we were talking about. AJ literally just completely ignored us, gets up, put on his mean face and his serious eyes, and I see him speed walking over here as fast as possible. And as he arrives right there in that spot, I just see he starts yelling at the Venezuelan guy, "Hey, and he's like, "Go back." He's there like, "Put them back, big dog." He's like, "No." And the Venezuelan guy, I know he was acting dumb, saying like, "¿Qué dice tu amigo?" I was like, "Yo no hablo inglés," with his Venezuelan accent. I always try to do it something. He was there like, "¿Qué dice tu amigo aquí?" Like, "Es que yo no hablo inglés." That's how he was telling us, and then he was there like, he was there telling us things like, "¿Qué lo que dice?" He's like, "No me la quiero robar." He's like, "No, no las puedo vender ahorita." And it was literally, yeah, 5 in the morning. Like, literally like 5:01, like 5 in the morning. And I kid you not, Buddy had literally 3 24 packs of Budweiser. I kid you not. Like, he had literally 3 of these. I actually have a bonus video where our friend Stella decided to record him while his back was turned. He was facing me. Oh my god. Sorry to interrupt the conversation, but it's because I just see these right here and I marked them as that we didn't receive them. Oh my god. But yeah, like I was saying, that guy that tried taking 3 24 packs of Budweiser, he was playing dumb, and then afterwards after he said that he didn't know English, I then told him that he had to put him back nicely, and he kept saying, he's like, "No me las puedes vender." And then he started asking me things like, "No sabe otro lugar donde me las pueda vender," meaning like you don't know another place where they can sell them to me. And I was like, "Nope, sorry." Then he asked, he was there like, "What time can you?" He was there like, "Hasta que hora las puede vender," meaning like, "What time can you sell them to?" And it was a Sunday morning, so I told him, I was like, today that it's Sunday, I'm like, I can't sell alcohol. Or I was like, we can't sell alcohol till 11. And he was there like, "Hasta las 11. He's like, "Por qué?" Like, he's like, "Till 11. He's like, "Why?" Actually saying why, like it's us that made the rule or the law. And I even told him, like, "Es la ley." I'm like, meaning it's the law. And yeah, he just didn't know what to say. He was all speechless, and he was there like trying to negotiate. He's there like, "No nos puede vender no más una." I was like, "No más una." And then AJ, you hear him in the back of the video saying, "Put them back, big dog." And he's like, "As much as I love people, like, you can't be stealing." Which I agree with him, because honestly, AJ's a really smart guy for that. Like, I do not even know how he noticed that guy. Like, he literally, like, I'm telling you, like, we were having a normal conversation. He just gets up out of nowhere. Really, and like you guys have seen in the videos, AJ's a big man. Like, I had never seen him move so fast before. And I'm glad that he stopped him. and that he noticed them too. Because like, yeah, like hell, I didn't even notice them, and I notice almost everybody when they steal, especially alcohol. With alcohol, I always notice when they steal alcohol, but anything else like candy or chips, yeah, that I don't always notice, but that's different. Alcohol is what I usually try to find when they steal. And if they steal other things, I do confront them too if I notice. Ugh. Sadly, I remember when I first started confronting them, I didn't know if it was okay for me to record them or not, because I don't want to get in trouble, like I said when I first started. But we were all glad that AJ caught this guy and he confronted him. Oh yeah, after he confronted that Venezuelan, I forgot to mention this part of the story too. There was another Venezuelan literally standing right outside his doorway, like literally just peeking in there like that, like, huh? Like what? Like what? Like, looking in there, seeing if his buddy had the alcohol or not. And then I don't even know why I did this. Afterwards, when they left, they actually came back in, like one by one. Like the guy that tried taking the alcohol, he came back in saying, "Can I buy a pack of gum?" And like an idiot, I actually sold it to him. Then his other buddy came in and was like, "Can I also get a pack of gum?" And like an idiot, I sold it to them both. When I know I should have been like, "Nope, get out of here." And then I remember we saw them actually go to the gas station next door. Like, believe it or not, they try to take alcohol there. They try to target that place too, sadly. Right across the street. Just right there. And yeah, that's where Buddy ran in that one video that I made where he tried robbing the place. An old guy that I said was one of my favorite regulars, and he was like, "Don't do nothing stupid." We did call the police on those Venezuelans after they targeted this place and tried targeting that place too, because we told the police that they might have been targeting other places as well. Because we saw them, one of my friends claims that she saw them driving around, like going this way, coming back from that way again. And she was like, they're circling the block. And I was like, I have no idea. That's when she was like, I recommend you call the police. And we did just that. Yep. But I don't know. Nothing really. I'm glad nothing happened that day, because we don't want nothing crazy to happen. Oh yeah, but speaking of which, like I said, there was another story that I got reminded of talking about that one with the Venezuelan guy. Another funny memory that I had with my friends. I remember they were all here, all the ones that I've mentioned. Stella, the security, AJ, Shaggy, Ricardo. Oh no, not Ricardo. Ricardo wasn't introduced yet to the group. But everybody, Bella, Milky, they were all here. And we were all chilling. Like I said, one of them was sitting there. One of them was sitting there. Some of them were standing. And I remember they said they were like, we're going to leave in like 10 minutes. Somebody else was like, me too. But then they ended up saying, oh, we're going to stay till 1. That's when I was like, that's fine. And then they were like, we're going to stay till like 3. Then they were like, we're just going to be here the whole night, I think. And I thought they were joking around when they said that. But no, they actually did stay here the whole night till my manager got here. My manager, not the store owner. Not the store owner, that's an old guy. The manager's a young lady. And the manager, she did get really mad. She told me in a really rude way. She was like, tell him to leave. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I understand, yeah. And she was so upset that they were here the entire night. Because, like, I kid you not, they were here, like, the whole night. Hello. I was giving out the order right now. But, yeah. My friends were here the whole night with me and just keeping me safe, clearly, because in case if anything happened, they would have protected me. Or I know they would have done something. And the manager was really annoyed by that because they were here literally like the whole night. Alrighty. I finally finished attending all the people that came in. Funny thing, actually some police came in right now and saw me recording. I thought they were going to tell me something like, hey, why are you recording, man? But no, they didn't say anything. They just bought some snacks and something to drink. But my friends used to always do that, where they'd be here most of the night and I'd get in trouble. Well, like I said in some videos that I would get in trouble for just about anything wrong or stupid that they would do, because I'm the one working, not them. Now let's put these hot dogs away because there's no more room in the little fridge. Now you guys see how I'm putting this there temporarily for like 30 seconds, maybe a minute, because I'm here trying to explain something. And you guys see how those sodas, those 1 liter sodas, have been there for hours, you might be guessing. At least 1 hour. All we know is for a really long time, right? And the thing is, that was an issue for the longest, that I literally decided to create this. Oh, you can't really see it because this wasn't always here until they installed it. But this says not. Please do not place things on Slurpee bibs. It crushes them. No example, but literally when these things start getting crushed and the box starts ripping, and oh my god, these things are heavy. Does it say how much they weigh? Okay, these are weigh nothing, 2.5 gallons, but these that are big, these are 5 gallons. These things are heavy. Sorry, somebody here? No, okay, no one's here. These things are really heavy, and when the box is ripped, like, let me explain something. The 5 gallon one, all of them, you have to literally, like, people struggle for something, a box as heavy as a box of hot dogs, putting it this high. And you have to put something that weighs 5 or 3 gallons this high with your arms stretched out. And on top of that, there's stuff in the way, so you literally have to be like that, like stretching your whole body out. And with it being ripped, oh my god. Even after I put there, they still remain to leave things on the Slurpee bibs. Just stop caring, huh? Alright, one of my favorite customers asked me to make coffee. Which reminds me, oh yeah, it's barely 1:04. I don't know why I'm thinking it's already 3. This feels weird. This feels wrong. Now let me try to make some room for these milks that I accidentally marked as absent, or as that they didn't come in. Oh my god, stomach hurts. I think I'm just getting hungry. Keep thinking that somebody is here. Just let it go, man. My paranoia gets really bad. Let me explain something, guys. Working overnight, or ever since I started working overnight, I started experiencing like a kind of paranoia where I all of a sudden like freak out about the dumbest things. I mean, like, some of you may get this even without working overnight, because I know a lot of people that do, but I used to be a very calm person. Like, nothing would ever scare me, but ever since I started working overnight, I started losing all that, and I started to get worried about the stupidest things. And let me tell you, I always got worried that somebody's in the store, like, just waiting. And I'll be like, I didn't see you there, man. And then they'll be like, I've been waiting here for like 10 minutes. Because yes, that has happened to me. It's happened to everybody. Because, you know, we're by ourselves. And, oh shoot, sorry about that. Why am I, oh yeah, I was gonna get, where is it? Oh shit, it's in here. Alright, sorry about that. I actually had to get a Band-Aid because I accidentally cut myself when I was moving something in the cooler. And there wasn't a big cut, but you know, cuts annoy me when we're moving around and putting our hands everywhere. around here in the store, touching everything. And yeah, I don't want my cut to be touching everything I'm touching. Some sanitary, so yeah, I put a band-aid over my hand that I'm holding the phone with. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, that's happened to me before. It's happened to just about everybody I've trained, where they won't see somebody there because, you know, we're by ourselves, we're too busy focused doing something else, or we're worried that we're not going to finish the task on time. And the main times when that happens to me, when I don't notice someone that's been standing there for like 10 minutes, is because like the person will be too short. Because I'll be over here, I don't know, like for example, I'll be making cookies, right? Be right over here, and I'll constantly be looking, be like, is someone over there? Like, is someone over there? Now look, from right here, you can't see anything. If they're taller than that, than the pizza oven, if they're taller than this, then, or if you can at least see their head through here, then yes, you'll notice somebody is there. Or even notice their body through the window, yeah. But when it's a literal kid or a little girl, or a short female, I mean, that's just really short. Oh my god, like let me tell you, I'll be looking at like, is someone there? No. And then when I come over here and check, I'll be like, oh my god, I'll be like, somebody is there. And I'll tell the person, I'll be like, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. And the person will be like, I've been here for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah, that happens to all of us. So that's one thing I really get paranoid about. Yeah, one time, I think I did that to some guy being drunk. I wasn't officially an overnight worker here yet. I think I was working to assist another guy that worked overnight here at the time. Because that's actually how I started here. I started working in the afternoon. Then one day, a guy that worked overnight here, he got fired. So the boss, the store owner, he asked me to work overnight. And the thing is, he did me dirty because apparently he does this to everybody. He lied and said, so yeah, because at the time I was the only one that was 21. Everybody else was either 18, 19, or 20, or a minor. I was literally like the only one that was 21, other than the other two guys that worked here overnight. Because at the time the boss really cared about that a lot, where he didn't let anybody that was not 21 work overnight. And then I remember when that one guy got fired, the one that worked overnight, that I would assist. I remember the store owner asked me, he's like, do you think you could work overnight? He's like, because I need someone that's 21. He's like, and you're the only one here that's 21. And he lied and said, just until he finds somebody else. And yeah, he never actually did bother to find somebody else. Ever. Alrighty, sorry about that. I was eating a bag of chips. But yeah, the boss never really found anyone, and I became the new overnight worker. And I have been since then. Both of the guys that were here when I started, that worked overnight, got fired. When the first one got fired, I had to work overnight permanently. When the second one got fired, they asked me to work 6 nights a week till they could find somebody else, which took them a while. And by a while, I mean like almost a year. I think more, I don't even remember. I just know it was a long time. I've trained literally 11 people. Or wait, no. Wait. I think Nick is the 11th. But for some reason, I feel like I'm missing one. I feel like I trained 12. Wait. No, yeah. Nick is the 12th person, yeah. I've trained 12 people. I've trained 12 people to work overnight, and 2 of them were females. And me thinking that the first one was gonna last. After the third one, because here's what happened. The first guy worked at another 7-Eleven. I don't even remember his name. I just remember his face. So he didn't really need training. He basically already knew how to do everything. All he needed training with was how to do the freaking the Uber Eats orders. He had no idea what this scanner was. He was like, I don't know what this is. Like, I don't even know what the button is back here. For those of you that don't know, yeah, this is how we use this. It's like a gun, like a trigger. And then when we pull the trigger, a light comes out from there. And that's how we scan things. When the trigger doesn't work, we also have these side buttons that also make it scan things. And this is the volume. And this is the power button. I don't want to press it because then I could turn it off. Speaking of which, I gotta charge this one too. That guy had no idea what these were or how to use them. And that's all he needed training with. Second guy was a really cool guy. We had a lot in common. He had a lot going on in his life, so he couldn't work here either that long. Third guy was the one that pissed me off the most because he didn't even show up for training. And the thing is the day he was going to start training was on a Tuesday when we get McLean, which is the boxes that are normally lined up here. And oh my god, they ordered over 200 boxes and even said you're going to have help. And even I thought the same. I was like, I'm going to have help. I'm like, so it's fine. And no, he did not even show up. And I got so mad. I was like, now I got to put away all 200 boxes by myself. And I was like thinking that he was going to show up. But no, he did not show up. And yeah, after then, I forgot who else they hired. I think it was one of the girls, but the manager even said, she was like, you're working with this person. And she was like, if they come. And I was like, I know. And I was like, because nobody wants to show up or last. And yeah, nobody was really lasting or anything. Which I don't blame them. Maybe they... Honestly, like, even one another guy, the guy that brings in the chips, his name was David. We have a different one now by today. But when I first started, we had the chip delivery guy named David. And I remember I told him too. I told him when I was training to find another overnight worker, when I was training people, I told him, I was like, nobody wants to last. And I was like, I've already trained about 5 people. And David right away asked and said, is it because the boss is kind of like an asshole? And I was like, I wouldn't say that. And I was like, he's just, you know, he's just really, what's the word? Just really bossy, I guess. It's just himself a lot. I wouldn't say he's an asshole. But that guy, David, he was also white, and I was like, oh, like if he thinks that our boss is an asshole, like that means he's disrespected him too. Yeah, so my theory is that no one lasted because they thought the boss was an asshole, which I don't think he is. I think he's just, you know, because, well, I guess you could say in some ways he is, but it's because honestly that's what us employees need sometimes. Like, there are times where employees will be messing around, and when he gets here, I'll be like, oh, thank God. I'm like, finally. I'm like, because the moment they see him walk in, employees are like, oh, I'm like, better get to work. And I'm literally telling myself in my head, I'm like, thank God. I'm like, I'm tired of everybody just standing there doing nothing. I'm like, and not listening to me when I'm like, hey, I'm like, somebody get the order. I'm like, somebody please ring them up. But when the boss walks in, they're like, oh, no. We're like, everybody gets to work. I'm going to start making coffee. And yeah, there's a lot, but honestly, I don't want to make this video any longer than an hour, so I think I'm going to end it here, guys, and I might start another one right now in a bit. So thank you so much for watching, whoever is watching, and thank you so much for paying attention to a little bit of what I do here daily when I work overnight. And funny thing, actually, I forgot to mention, I brought some pizza for the security guy. He didn't even come. Only for an employee to tell me I also have some pizza. So if you want some, I'm gonna eat a slice of pizza right now, alright? I'll see you guys in the next video then. Thank you.